Hey guys, Mark's here, Everything Tenere. Today it's episode, is it 6 or 7? It's episode 7. Today we're gonna look at the windscreen and the lights. We're gonna mount the windscreen. I bought Prototype Teams one because, as you saw in the previous video, making my own was just too difficult with the equipment I have, right? I can make smaller stuff like wind deflectors, which I might do, but not the windscreen. So we're gonna see how I mount the windscreen, and we're gonna see how I mount the lights. And there's some changes there as well. And yeah, that's it. So guess what? We got the windscreen from Prototype Team, the rally version. There is an adventure version which is slightly taller. Right now I just put some paper in it to get a template from where the holes are. So, you know, the tower will be sitting about this. So you can see that the tower is almost as high as the window. The window just sticks up a little bit. The newer versions that I have made a CAD file of is slightly lower up here in the top, and yeah, that might look better, right? So the plan for mounting that screen to that thing there, I still need to wait for the headlights to arrive, but I will use that round stock 20mm, so that will be sitting about here, and will be attached to the screw holes in the window. Down here you see these screw holes are a bit in the way, and you know, I could have just put a round thing out here, but I will have a round thing out here for the side fairings. So my plan is to make a thing protruding here. I will shave off a little bit here, and I will do like a half moon or half circle thing that will fit in here. So I will actually add 2 new screw holes to this brand new windscreen, but I think that's the best way to mount it. I could of course just mount it here in a hole straight on, but spreading out the load will be the best. And I actually found a plastic cookie jar that had the exact correct diameter or radius. So I can use this and trace it off. So I will have a black round plastic part going up here. So it will be sticking out about here, right? So that's why I will shave off. And I can use the same bolt as for the headlight assembly to, you know, mount that piece under here, right? And I think that will be enough. I could put more, you know, one more screw in here with one of these thread inserts and get it, you know, extra tight, so to say, but I think that will work out fine. So right now I constructed this part that will sit here, and it will go on the tower on the bottom. Just cut out the slot for it, and it will fit like that. And you have the bolt hole for the speedo, so I will drill that through. I will countersink this a bit so the bolt doesn't stick out you know, too much, but it has a nice pocket. And then I will probably add another screw underneath here with one of those thread inserts through that one, so it will be really secured. And the holes through here I will drill and tap with M5. I think it was actually M5 that comes with these. So I will have quite long one, and it's a rubber washer on each side of the window, and it will be attached here. So I will drill maybe 30mm and tap that because this plastic does threads really nicely. So I will try that. If that fails, you know, I will you know, put these other inserts I have that are a bit smaller, and we'll see how that works. So there we go. The headlight is attached, and this is attached with the headlight bolt. I will not need to put any more bolts in this one. This is solid. You know, I moved the whole thing in the vise here, but so this is the windshield mounted on the lower bracket here. So nothing up here yet, which will come. I have the whole holes there, which I will use to align the 20mm rod that goes in there. That will also be used to attach the regular low beam headlight, but the height of it is looking really good actually. So we're back in the garage. As you saw before, you know, I sorted out the mounting of the windshield. This half moon or 3/2 type of bent or moon here to hold the window, I think is the best solution. What we will focus on now is the supports for the window up here. And if you saw my previous video, I received that smashed up headlight assembly. So we're gonna mount the low beams here as well. I'm gonna show you guys a little thing here. This is actually the high beam lamp that I have here. It has a totally round lens, and it's supposed to be mounted here. And you can see that, you know, I can mount it down here, and it's actually pretty much in line with the mounting holes on the windscreen. So I could make the same kind of you know, the round extrusion, 20mm extrusion I have, and make the mounting for the headlights in the same piece. But there is one problem. I need to be able to tilt the lamps and adjust them depending on the horizontal line of the headlight, so I don't, you know, blend people. Blend, is it called blend? Never mind. Other people in you know, on the highways and whatnot. So I'm thinking of maybe having a bolt on the inside that I can tighten, so I can actually turn this and adjust it. The only problem is that the windscreen itself is angled and a little bit round. So the extrusion needs to be formed or cut in an angle, have a hole that is threaded. And if I would want to move the headlight back down or up, you know, that angle cut will, you know, not be correct here. So I might need to make a little, you know, off cut and then have an added piece that it's screwed in there, so, you know, it fits better. I don't know yet, but I have another solution. So in the headlight assembly, the lights are mounted on this bracket, because this is the adjustability that is built into the headlight. And I thought of maybe using this one, because this is the low beam and it has a really nice little flange here. So I will saw this off. I can drill hole and actually mount it in a way that I do not need to use this rod. So this can be fixed to the tower, and I'll have another adjustability above that. So we're gonna see how that looks and if it will work. So I will have to shop this off and make it fit, and then we'll test that. The upper support for the window is done. You can check it out here, the whole tower. What I did was I took the round stock, and you can see there's a bit of a gap there, but I have a rubber washer in between, so like vibration dampening, and I drilled a hole like that in at the thickest part, so I have maximum threading, because I'm threading this with M5, and this material, as I said before, is really good with threads. Same thing on the other side. So this is really solid. This window or windscreen will not go anywhere. It's super solid, so I'm really happy with that. So now we're gonna work out the mount for the headlight, which will be here. So it will be just under these. So these are also attached via a M6 cone head bolt from the rear, and they don't need to be super tight, but they're on there. You cannot break them off. But I might have to remove these and then saw them out or mill them out so I have a little flatter surface due to how these are going to be attached. Because I don't know yet. I cannot put them in too much. They need to be a bit out here because they will hit the windscreen, and I will not put them up here. So as you can see, there is a really tight fit there, but this might actually work, so I will see how I will make it happen. So this idea looks most promising. Now they're gonna be a bit more forward, but seated on that one, and flatten out the surface a bit to attach it. I don't know how the adjustability will be, but you know, I've been working on a version 2 of the tower with just one extra high beam. Then I have more room to play around with to mount it, but this looks pretty good. I'm not sure, you know, how much this lamp would cover the beam going this way, but it will not cover it, you know, straight forward and to the left, or you know, on the side. So that should work. So it looks promising. So some slight change of plans. I decided to put all the 4 OEM headlight or LED drivers, whatever you want to call it, in the tower, and remove one of the square lights because it's a bit tight with space in this, you know, version 1 this design. And so I'm gonna make or I did make a plate for them to be mounted from the rear, and the lens will stick out here. So this will hang down in the front of the tower. It will be like hinged up here, so it will be adjustable, and it should be rock solid. And yeah, I have modded the plastic parts on the tower as well. I'm gonna show you. So I have opened up a bit here. It's still very strong. You have also the support here. So this one will go in here like that, and then you have the big light down here. So I need to file and play around a bit, shorten one thing, and keep at it. So we now fabricated the holder. We put in the hinge screw mount. Now we're just gonna go in and then put everything together and see where in this axis this little hole will be, so we have adjustment without it hitting the windshield when we're tilting it forwards or upwards or whatever you want to call it. So interesting. Here we go. We're in the kitchen. I put everything together. This is how it looks. What I will have to make now is I will have added one more little you know, plastic thing in there behind this plate, so it will be extra rigid, and between that I will sandwich this head, and I will have a hole that is, you know, not super tight but tight enough so it cannot move. This part will sit in between the 2 pieces in the middle of the tower, so I will have an access hole to the Allen key, so I can turn it and tilt the plate with the lights, you know, whichever way I want it. So I think that's a smart solution. Even now, without anything, not even a screw up here or all the bolts for the tower, it sits pretty good. Now it fell down, of course, but yeah, it looks really nice and professional, I think. So let's see how this works, right? It's pretty adjustable. I don't know if you can see the angle or not. It's a bit hard. And this one is really solid. I haven't, you know, put in all the bolts on the other side, so the tower is a bit wonky, but it's a solid mount and it's adjustable, so really good. So thanks guys for watching this episode. A lot of things have happened. I also have, you know, put on, or I have, and I'm on my way to put on the little supports for the side fairings, so they sit still. So next episode we will connect everything electronically, do all the wiring, see to it so we have the carburetor charger, the module for my terrain command, handlebar controllers, and everything, because some of the stuff are gonna sit on the tower or in the tower. So we'll see how that works out, and then we're almost finished, and I can move along and make my version 2 improved rally tower, I would say. So we're gonna get to that later on. I hope you guys have a nice weekend, and that you stay safe, have fun, and don't do anything stupid. Cheerios, bye bye.